Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Behind me, 2018 GMC Yukon. We're gonna be changing the front wheel bearings. Let's get started. First thing we wanna do is jack the vehicle up, put it on jack stands, we'll pull our tire off. The biggest hang-up potential is getting our spindle nut off. So we'll start there first. If you have a lot of rust and corrosion on your exposed threads, we could take a drill with a cleaning wheel and just clean that off really good. This doesn't look too bad. And if you need, you can apply a penetrant like the night before. That'd be really helpful. Our axle nut is a 36 millimeter. I'm gonna be using an impact to get this nut off. But if you don't own an impact, you could take a flat screwdriver, put it in the fins of our rotor, and that'll lock it in place. Now you could take the nut off with just a regular breaker bar. Let's see how this goes. Oh, not too bad. Now we'll make sure the CV axle can come out. We'll just take a hammer, tap on the front. Yeah, this moves pretty freely, just like that. That's all we need to know. We can move on. Take this out. Come on, buddy. There we go. Now we'll remove our brake caliper. What I like to do first is take a flat screwdriver, put it in this window, right up against our rotor. We'll pull in our direction. Just a little. That's sucking these caliper pistons in. Do it to this window too, just a little. That gives us a little slack. It just makes it easier for reinstallation. We're gonna take off the bracket and the caliper as one unit. Right in the back, 18 millimeter. There's one, and they do have Loctite on them, so we'll reapply Loctite when we put it back together. We'll hold on to it, get the bottom one. Then we'll take a caliper hanger or some wire. Let's hook it in there. Bring this whole thing out. We'll hang it over here out of the way. Let's get our rotor off. Our rotor is held on with a T30 Torx. The best way to get this off is with an impact driver. So we'll put that in. We'll turn the driver as we hit on it. There we go. That wasn't too bad. When we reinstall this, we'll put a little bit of anti-seize on it. If our rotor is stuck on, we'll take a hammer and we'll smack in between our wheel studs, and that vibration will break it loose. This wasn't on too bad. On the back of our rotor, we'll take that drill with a cleaning wheel and just clean off all this rust and debris. From the side, you can see our wheel bearing bolts sticking out. If those are rusty or corroded, we can clean them off the best we can, and then apply a little bit of penetrant on it. Then in the back, with the wheel still turned, we'll get our bolts out. 18 millimeter. We'll just crack them loose first. We're using a 3/8 socket with a 3-inch extension. We'll get that right here. I like using an electric ratchet to make it quick. Now for this top one, our socket will get stuck on our upper ball joint stud. So what we want to do is just push the CV axle out just a little more. There we go. It gives us just enough clearance. There we go. There, perfect. Now we'll turn the wheel all the way back in the other direction and get our last bolt. Last one. We'll just leave this bracket back here. Now that all the hard stuff is done, we can remove our wheel speed sensor wiring. The new bearing comes with a new sensor. For this one here, right inside, we'll push on it. That'll release half of it. Then we'll just take our screwdriver and pop it out the rest of the way. Don't worry about damaging it. We get a new retainer with our new wheel speed sensor. So just pop it out. There we go. Go to the next one. Right here, we just pop this up. And then our connector, pop this out. We'll bring it in our direction. This red tab, we want to push it back. Okay, we'll push on this front. You should be able to get it from that tab in the back, but push on the front here instead. Pull that out. And then we'll just push on this tab and pull out our connector. There we go. To remove our bearing, we'll take our hammer and hit on the outer rim. That'll bust it loose at the same time. We'll hit this in so it separates from our CV axle. There we go. All right, we'll take the plate along with it. That's it, good job. To prep our surface, we'll take that drill and just go all around the face. And we'll go inside. Take a rag, just wipe it out. That looks good. Now let's straighten our wheel out. On our new bearing, this is optional, but I'm gonna take a little bit of grease, apply it on this backside for a corrosion inhibitor. This is just high temp wheel bearing grease. Moly grease will do the same. Again, this is just optional. I'm just gonna spread it all the way around. Put it on the surface here. Another thing we wanna do on our dust plate is take that cleaning wheel, clean off where that bearing's gonna sit on both sides. And we'll put this on the bearing first, get our wires through. Just like that. Now let's install it. One thing we don't want to forget is to put anti-seize on our CV axle splines. Otherwise our axle can seize into our wheel hub. We'll just apply a little bit. We're just putting it on the splines, not on our threads. Put it around, rub it around. I like to favor the front of our splines because as we put our bearing on, it'll push all this anti-seize to the back splines. All right, looks good. We'll wipe off our fingies, put on our bearing. Have the dust plate backwards, so I'm just gonna make that adjustment. Slide this through on our CV axle, turn it so the splines line up, then we can just wiggle it in the hole. There we go. Let me move you to the side. We want all these holes to line up, so we'll just wiggle it, take a bolt, slide it in the back, push our axle back if we need, just to get us a little more room. There we go. We're almost there. Let's get some threads started. And get the top one in. Threads going. And our last side one on this side. Now we can suck them down. When we're tightening things down, we just want to watch our wires so we don't get them pinched in anything. I'm just gonna take my ratchet and tighten this as tight as I can with the ratchet first. Then we're gonna turn the wheel so it exposes the side with our tie rod and torque that one down first. These are torqued to 133 foot-pounds. Now we'll turn the wheel all the way to the other side, get that last bolt, and get our brakes back on. Get our rotor on. Make sure our hole lines up for that screw. Got a little anti-seize on it. Just good and snug, doesn't have to be too tight. Take our caliper, slide this over. Got Loctite on our bolt threads. All I had was red Loctite in my toolbox, but you want blue Loctite. Put this on. The top one. Suck them down. This is where torque specs can differ. If you have 6 lug nuts, our bracket bolts are torqued to 170 foot-pounds. If you have 8 lug nuts, they're torqued to 221 foot-pounds. We have 6 lug nuts, 170. Put our washer on, our nut. Put a screwdriver in our rotor fins. This is torqued to 188 foot-pounds. Take that out. Last thing is our wiring. That's pretty easy. We'll just lock these in place. This goes right here. This goes over here. Push down, plug it in, grab this, push it on until we hear it click. Push our red tab in, and then this should lock down. Push it in. Sorry if my hand's in your way. Might need a pair of pliers to get that locked in. All right, got that in. All right, I think that's it. We'll straighten our wheel out. We'll put our tire on. That is torqued to 140 foot-pounds. And we're done. Good job. All right, there you go. That's how you can change the front wheel bearings. All in all, pretty straightforward. It is recommended to take it to an alignment shop just to get it double checked. Other than that, take it on a good test drive. Make sure there's no new noises, no new vibrations. And if you replace it because of a noise, make sure that's gone. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll have links in the description for all the parts and tools used. If you have any questions, comment, post down below. Work safe. See you on the next one.